Well, we are interviewing all the coolest women in Iceland, my opinion, on the road with the Global Sisterhood Network and Boost Power Radio. So welcome to the show today, and please introduce yourself to all your new sisters.
Hello, my name is Hulda Sif Hermannsdóttir, which means then that I'm the daughter of Hermann. That's a system. I'm the assistant of the mayor here in Akureyri, which you've also spoken to.
And tell us a little bit about your story. So how did you get to Paradise, which we have now determined, this beautiful city, and what was your path to be the assistant to the mayor? Because I think that's a super cool and interesting and probably very large job.
Yeah. First about how and why I'm here in Paradise. I was born here, and I was actually, the first couple of years, I lived in the oldest part of town, and people in Akureyri, they say that's where truly people from Akureyri come from. So
nice.
I'm what it's called.
Real deal.
It's a real deal. So I'm actually what is called the Akureyringur. Exactly. I'm not going to ask you to repeat that.
Thank you. Because all words in this country are probably impossible for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I let you say them. All right.
Exactly.
So you're the real deal.
I would at least say it depends on how we should classify real deal, but I would say that I'm a solid person at least. Mm-hmm. So real deal,
and from here, real deal too, that you grew up here, you've spent your early years here, and now you're committed to helping here. So that's why I was saying real deal, not kind of new to this town, but really grew up here.
Yeah. I grew up here. I studied German in Reykjavik. I was an exchange student in former East Germany, quite close after when they got united.
Wow!
So it was in a little place. It's bigger than Akureyri, but it's little on German scale. It's called Greifswald, and I was there for 1 year. I went to school on a car called Trabant, which you probably never heard of. No. You just have to Google it. Mm-hmm. But that was it was a really big experience for me to be a year there because I didn't know any German at all. But I was determined in going to some place where I would learn a new language instead of going to the States where all my other friends went. And so I got some English and German. Then I got back home, I studied, and I really wanted to live in Akureyri. So I went to university in Reykjavik, and then when I was about to finish it, I said, okay, what am I going to do with my German? Because I'm not going to be a teacher. That's not my thing. So I took the phone book. In Iceland we have a printed phone book, or we used to have, I don't use it anymore. And I just looked through it and I said, okay, what kind of companies are in Akureyri which I would like to work for? And then I saw a national broadcast company, okay? That's just the National Broadcast Service, it's called. I was like, okay, that could be something. So I just contacted them. And I started working there just I think the first month or something, I was selling advertising, But then I think they probably spotted out that I'm really interested in social matters, in politics. I'm good in talking to people. It's easy for me to get stories and so on. So I worked in the radio and then the TV also, both in making just programs and news. It was around 10 years, I think.
Wow!
Yeah. And then after that, when it was funny. It was a kind of this moment where when I realized that okay, I'm doing the same news now for the third or fourth time about someone being poor, but we are not poor. It was something like that. It's like, we don't need all this stuff, you know? So I thought, okay, what would I like to do? And then I started working for what is called, and it's the part of the municipality. It's called Akureyri. It's kind of like a Visit Akureyri. And my projects, they were in planning events and culture. So, and that's what I did for, let's see, that was from 2007 or 8. Yeah, it was around 10 years.
Wow.
10 years, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I really, really enjoyed the job. It was, I like culture. And that's, I like being in contact with artists. They in some way have different minds than others. Their ideas are sometimes so crazy, but you know when there is something there that is worthwhile, you know. But after 10 years at that place, and that was, like I said, part of the municipality also. But then I decided, okay, now I want to do something else. So I resigned, and I just put my resign letter on the table with my lovely boss when I got a phone call from former mayor Eiríkur, which maybe someone in Denver from the municipality there might know because of the Sister Cities thing.
Right.
And his assistant just quit it because he had another job. And he asked me, would you like to try it? And I said, yes, why not?
Right,
Yeah.
kind of a natural progression, being connected.
It was, yeah.
And
yeah.
now being of service.
Yeah. So, and then after last elections, Ásthildur, they decided to hire her. And she decided that she wanted to have me as an assistant. So that's the path, to
all
my
kind
way.
Of weaves together though so well. So
Yeah.
what would you say would be your advice to women then who might want to kind of pursue that community service, the collaboration of being in media, being in events? What would be your advice to them?
I would say be true to yourself. Don't try to be someone else than you really are. You know, you have to be interested in people. That's somehow the key. Otherwise, it's better just to work with numbers or something, which doesn't suit me well. Always be seeking, and be open, try it, and be optimistic to learn new things. There is never an end to something. There is always a new way then, and then you just you have to work. It doesn't just happen like this.
I think that's the most important thing to say, especially to people who look at you or look at me or look at many of the women we talk to on this broadcast and say, oh, it's so easy, and you just woke up and were assistant to the mayor, you woke up and ran the city events, and all of us want to yell, there's a 4-letter word here called work.
It's work. Yeah.
It's
and
work.
I mean, sometimes my work is it's never the same from day to day. And sometimes my head is really spinning because I have some project I have to solve in some way. And I mean, I woke up at 5 this morning because there's a project I was just thinking about, and my head was not finished when I went to bed last night.
Right.
But hopefully tomorrow I would just sleep until 6:30 and wake up like this.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, lastly, we just say, what is your global statement to women? And that's just, if you could say one thing to women of the world, what would you say to their hearts and to their mind to encourage them?
I would say, I think again, be true to yourself. I would also say, go forward. I mean, and always, if you don't like exactly the place where you are staying at, if you don't like what you're doing, then step out, do something else, do it yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. But of course, I mean, you have friends which will definitely, most likely, support you or give you advice. But you have to do it yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. It's yourself. And everything you decide to do, you know it here. You know what's right to do.
Perfect. Well, that is a perfect global statement. We have so enjoyed being in your beautiful city. We've so enjoyed meeting these great women, and it's all because you were so gracious to answer an email from a crazy girl from Denver who wanted to bring sistership to the sister cities. So thank you, and please know you have a million friends, not only in Colorado, but women who admire you around the world. And thank you for sharing your story today.
Thank you.